A very warm welcome to all the learners. Today in this video, we will be learning about the topic of gratitude. You have been learning about positive psychology, and here we kind of extend while we talk about gratitude. The content that will be covered today is going to be definition of the gratitude, stages of gratitude, understanding the iceberg concept associated with gratitude, implications and benefits of gratitude, knowing how to cultivate gratitude, and touching upon Indian traditional wisdom in context to gratitude. This video should help you understand gratitude, the meaning and the approaches associated with it. We will be discussing how gratitude contributes towards mental health and well-being. We'll understand the concept of gratitude and how it can be enhanced, touching upon the depth of Indian knowledge system and how it reflects gratitude would be essential part of this video. Learning the practice of gratitude to enhance mental health well-being. Moving ahead, let's start defining gratitude. Gratitude refers to grace, gratefulness, and gracious. It's both a state and trait that we experience, as referred by Jens and Becken in 2020. While we talk about gratitude as a state, it is an experience of gratitude for someone or something at a certain moment in time. A trait is when the gratitude is looked at from a long-term perspective. It's a positive characteristic that as an individual we can imbibe. While we try and understand gratitude, the stages of gratitude have been very effectively talked about by Dr. Robert Emmons in 2003. He's talking about acknowledgement of goodness in one's life. This acknowledgement makes you realize that life is good and has elements that make it worth living. Gratitude is recognizing that source of this goodness lie outside ourselves. One can be grateful to the Creator, other people, animals, and the world. Thus, we recognize the goodness in our lives and whom do we thank for. Moving ahead, there are various theories that you must have studied by now while you are studying psychology about gratitude. Concepts of moral functions of gratitude as given by Macaulay et al. In 2001, Find, Remind, Bind given in 2012 by Olge, Broad and Build theory by Fredrickson in 2004, Social exchange theory by Humans in 1958, Self-determination theory 2000 given by Ryan and Dice, Self-regulation theory, Baumeister 1998, Amplification theory of gratitude by Watkinson 2011, and servant leadership theory. If we look at the crux of all these various theories, you will realize that they're talking about that how in life it is very essential to have gratitude. Gratitude towards people around you, your loved ones, your colleagues, could be in your professional setup, could be in a personal front. Moving ahead, we will understand the iceberg theory of gratitude. We look at here, if you look at the top of the iceberg, it covers employment, education, health, and upbringing. These are the elements for which we quite often are thankful of, or we understand or acknowledge them. But there are very subtle everyday pleasures we sometimes actually miss or do not notice as being essentially part of which we should have gratitude towards. Maybe reading a good book, sunshine, having a beautiful weather to experience, laughing loud with a friend, a stranger's kindness towards us, or at sometimes we as a stranger being kind towards others. It is actually these essential small things that we should learn to be grateful for, because once we start having them in sight and we try to acknowledge these, we lose the sight of things that sometimes we lack or kind of feel happy because we are acknowledging all the things that are around us. Looking at gratitude, it can be very simple and very powerful, both tool and a skill. The implications gratitude can have on well-being range from different perspectives and aspects of your life. Gratitude is valued across all cultures In Western cultures, the concept of Thanksgiving is very popularly done, and it is nothing but a form of expressing your gratitude towards your loved one, your family members, your friends, your colleagues. Similarly, while we look at in the Indian context, we have festivities and different festivals that we celebrate, and while we do that, we often gift our friends some small token of affection or gift. This is also nothing but an extension of the gratitude that you're expressing towards your loved ones. While we look at gratitude in terms of the correlates of mental health and well-being, it highlights the beauty of kindness, giving and receiving. Gratitude can be very powerful, and it's not just a feeling towards others but also towards your own self, the nature, the divine, and anyone around you. Now, gratitude as a character strength essentially marks three aspects. You receive a positive outcome. The outcome carries a value for you, and it has been rendered intentionally by the giver. When you look at these small aspects, you realize that sense of gratitude helps us to be a little more satisfied and be happier in our lives. It helps us to see what is there in our life instead of focusing on the lack or what isn't in our life. Moving ahead, let's look at the benefits that gratitude can bring in. I've tried to put it in 5 spectrums. One is emotional, the other is social, then it is health, personal, and professional. One by one, we will be looking at into various examples of how gratitude impacts us in different ways. If you're looking at the presentation on the right side, you can see there are some generic benefits that are there. That it improves mental health, it improves your self-esteem, it reduces stress and anxiety, it improves sleep, it reduces blood pressure, increases empathy, boosts motivation, and increases productivity. It's kind of a summary of what we're talking about in terms of social, emotional, health, personal, and professional benefits of gratitude. Gratitude has been benefiting in terms of that it helps us to have more hope, faith, forgiveness, and humility in our lives. We are better be able to empathize with people, and we are able to associate and have increased satisfaction and optimism. Happiness and psychological well-being also get enhanced while one actually practices gratitude. Let's talk about some more benefits of gratitude. Expressing gratitude to our significant others improves our quality of relationship. Regular gratitude journaling has been shown to give 5 to 15% of increase in our optimism. Gratitude, if you look at it, is about being grateful and becoming more present to your present circumstances and scenarios. While looking at other benefits of gratitude, it can enhance our long-term happiness for about more than 10%. Gratitude reduces envy. It facilitates positive emotions and makes us more resilient. While we look at gratitude, it is very powerful yet very simple tool which can help us improve our physical health, our mental health, our social relationship. At the same time, it can have very personal benefits such as better sleep, strengthen your self-control, have a better social life, have a far more successful career and focused growth. Let's now look at how we can cultivate gratitude. Measures of enhancing a sense of gratitude would involve various activities that each one of us can do very simply at home. It is about writing a gratitude letter. This letter could be addressed to a friend, to a parent, to a dear or loved one. We can list out 3 things daily basis that we feel gratitude for. We can write a gratitude journal like a story of things that we have experienced that we are grateful of. As common saying goes, count your blessings. We need to focus and be more focused on what the blessings are in our life. Being thankful of these blessings help the negative things and problems fade away or go away. While we cultivate gratitude, simply talking about 3 things would be very beneficial. Now, these 3 things could be as simple as that I woke up to a very beautiful weather, that I'm feeling healthy today, and I'm remembering meeting my friend and how beautiful days we have spent together. It could be as simple as reflecting and focusing on self and talking about that I feel more empowered, that I feel very effective at work, that I feel very capable. Thanking our loved ones or writing a letter to them is yet another very positive and effective way of expressing gratitude. Savoring an experience, talking about a routine and how it brings in some kind of a blessing for you is also a way of cultivating gratitude. Focusing on positive thoughts and outcomes, all of this can be enhanced and lead to a practice of gratitude which could really bring in positive changes as mentioned in terms of social, emotional, personal, health and professional. Now moving ahead, I would like to focus on the Indian traditional knowledge system and how gratitude is a very own concept and essentially looked into in the Indian system as well. Kritagyana, derived from the noun Krita and Gyana, is about gratitude. It is the meaning where we're talking about who acknowledges what one has done. Monia-Williams' Sanskrit-English dictionary defines Kritagyana as knowing what is right, what is correct in terms of conduct, acknowledging the past services of benefits, mindfulness of former aids or favors and gratefulness. While we look at epistemologically, Kritagyana can be explained as a sense of acknowledgement arising from growing awareness of something that has been done in the past. An action, that is Krita, are unavoidable and might manifest as a behavior, verbal or a mental expression. Understanding the consequences thus are very essential, positive or negative. It is influenced by being aware or being in knowledge of the behavior. Here we are talking about how action and knowledge coincide together, being able for you to be developing gratitude. We are talking about looking at our own actions, looking at our own behavior, and thereby learning to express gratitude in the most effective ways. Every action results in a psychological imprint of either joy or suffering, which includes potential for future acts. The main cause of being restricted in one's act is the self-centered mindedness of the individuals. We have ego and we become very action-oriented towards only ourselves or our own benefits. While we look at awareness and acknowledgement from Kritagyana, we try and move towards being less self-centered and more dutiful. We align with dharma. Dharma is a fundamental principle in Vedic philosophy. As we look at dharma, both micro and macro meaning, they talk about pertaining the collectiveness of an individual and whatever we follow in terms of belief or faith or a value system. Usually dharma helps to uphold the society. The universe is a vast system and people are essentially component of these universe. Dharma is thus something that unifies the element and connects an individual's life with the broader system. While we now look at Kritagyanata, it allows conversion of self-centered and egocentric conduct into a dharma-centered conduct. Krita is a past principle of the Sanskrit root kra, that is act to do. Krita means something that has been in the past, and Gyana means knowledge or to know. Thus, while we look at the Indian knowledge system, we are looking at gratitude more like a practice and a lifestyle that we should be following. Let's move on and look at a little bit more of activity that we can currently right now do. I would appreciate that all of you for a minute just sit back and be able to think at least 3 things that you're grateful of. It could be appreciating something that is around you. It could be a very small thing, something that makes you feel belonging to someone, somewhere, or any contribution you feel you did. While we look at the gratitude act in terms of what we have done or what we have received, this helps us enhance our own life satisfaction, happiness, and well-being. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest intention. This is what actually primarily gratitude is talking about. That it is about kindness, it is about being more thankful, it is about being more intentional in terms of acting with kindness both in words and deed. I hope by now you understood what gratitude means, the theories associated, and how we can simply practice gratitude in our lives. While we start doing it, we will be able to enhance our well-being and mental health. Thank you so much.